So I've been recently going through my closet and doing a little bit of a clean out, and I pulled out a few garments that I have had for years and years. And that just got me thinking, what makes a garment really last in my wardrobe? What makes me really want to hold on to it and wear it for a long time? So I'm going to share these garments with you today and talk a little bit about what I've learned from this experience. And at the end, I'm going to share some tips that might help you to make clothes that'll last a long time in your closet. But before we get to that, if you're someone who's interested in making your own clothing with more intention and joy, you're definitely in the right place here at Sewaholic. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can follow along with us and never miss one of our weekly videos. So I'm going to start with the oldest one in my closet, which is this Sewaholic Lonsdale dress that I've modified, made in this really beautiful floral print. I bought this fabric in San Francisco at Britex. If you've ever been to Britex, they just have the most beautiful, beautiful fabrics there. And it's interesting, as I went through these, I really noticed that I had all these memories associated with where I got the fabric, which was really interesting. And I remember being in San Francisco and seeing this fabric on the bolt and just falling in love with it. So this is the Sewaholic Lonsdale dress, like I said, and my friend Tasia, who was the founder of Sewaholic Patterns, gifted me this pattern, and I sewed it in 2011. So this dress I've had in my closet for over 10 years, going on almost 12 years. And I just love this. So I modified it. The original dress had a full skirt, and I modified it to have more of a pencil skirt. And I just love it. The pockets are so convenient, and it's got this really gorgeous halter neck that ties in the back. And it fits really well. It's really flattering. It's just a beautiful dress. The next one is another Sewaholic Lonsdale dress. So I love that dress so much that I decided to make it again. Same thing, I modified it to have the pencil skirt. And this one I made in this white piqué fabric. I wanted something to wear in the summer that had this kind of like Sophia Loren vibe to it. So it's the same pattern, same size, same modifications. And again, I just loved this halter neck, this big bow in the back. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. And the next one I want to mention is this Aster. This is the Colette Aster blouse that I'm wearing right now. And this one I made in this really soft, beautiful linen. And I think one of the reasons that I've had this in my closet for so long is that the fabric, the color of the fabric is really gorgeous, and it's just worn really well over time. So linen is one of those fabrics that just seems to get better and better and softer with each wear and with each wash. And this is just like, it's as soft as an old t-shirt. It's so comfortable. It's so lovely. I really like it because it has these beautiful details to it. It has these tucks up here on the shoulder. It has these cuffs, the button cuffs with the placket. Everything just feels very considered, and I put a lot of energy into this top, and I just love wearing it. The next one I want to share is from a vintage pattern. So this is a vintage dress that I made, and again, I have a lot of memories associated with the fabric. I bought this fabric in New York at Mood. I was traveling to New York, and I saw this fabric at Mood, and I absolutely loved it, and I immediately pictured what kind of dress it could be. So this is really, really just a super flattering dress. It's cut on the bias, so you can see the way the checks are oriented. It's cut on the bias, which gives it this just really nice drape and just kind of skims the body, and I really love that aspect of it. It's got these ties at the shoulder and a cowl neckline and this really, really full skirt. It just makes me feel good to wear it. And again, it feels like the sort of thing where there are just these special details to it, a really special fabric, and it just makes me happy to wear it. The next one here is another vintage pattern. And this is a little swing jacket. And it is, again, something that has both a special fabric and special details to it. So the fabric for this jacket is a Pendleton fabric. So I bought this at the Pendleton Woolen Mill store here in Portland. And it is just really, really soft, beautiful wool, just really, really high quality wool. I put a lot of thought into this jacket, and you can see, for example, I matched the plaids here on the sleeve. I matched the plaids here in the back and at the side seams. I also did a silk lining on it, so it's got this really beautiful kind of burgundy silk lining, and I did bound buttonholes, so you can see these bound buttonholes, and welt pockets. And it's just is a very, I don't know, a very thoughtfully made jacket. It's warm. I added tailoring details to it. It's got little shoulder pads. This is just, I don't know, just a beautifully made jacket that I feel very proud of. And then we have something very, very simple. So this little dress is a tiny little halter dress that I made before I took a trip. I was going to Panama City for the first time, and I wanted just a really breezy little halter dress to wear. And I didn't even use a pattern for this. I just took some fabric and kind of cut into it, and I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like, and I just made it. I added a little bit of elastic in the waist to make it fitted, and I ended up absolutely loving it. So it wasn't something that I put a ton of thought or a ton of time into planning. It was one of those spur of the moment projects. And yet I ended up really loving it and keeping it in my closet forever. And I think one of the reasons for that is kind of, you can see a theme with some of these garments of either a halter neckline or a very, very open neckline that shows my shoulders. And that's something that I really enjoy wearing. I think it feels really good on me. I feel really good when I wear that sort of thing. I really like my shoulders. So I think that's one reason this has been so long in my closet. I feel happy when I put it on again. All right, so the next one, kind of in a similar vein. This little slip dress here, again, is something I made without a pattern. I just drafted it myself. So I guess I wouldn't say it's without a pattern. It's a pattern that I drafted. And it is a very, very simple slip dress with a racer back. I just had kind of an idea of what I wanted and I made it. So what I love about this dress is the silk fabric is just so lovely. It's so soft. I also lined it in silk because the silk was so sheer. I decided to add a lining. So it's lined in silk as well. So it feels really good against the body. And again, it's got that very open, strappy neckline that I love. And I think that's one reason this has stayed so long in my closet. So both beautiful fabric and a cut that I love. And then finally, the last one, we have one more strappy dress. So this one is a pattern from the 70s. This one I've had in my closet for years as well. And this one I feel like is something that's really wasn't as trendy as it is now. And I feel like the style is very, very trendy now with the tiered skirt and kind of the 70s cut, which is kind of cool. It's come back into fashion, I guess. So this one is from a 70s pattern, and it's made in a navy seersucker fabric, so very lightweight, very easy to wear in summer. I like dresses that I can just throw on in the summer. And again, strappy, shows off my shoulders. I love that. Really just a lovely, easy to wear fabric, easy to wear color. Absolutely adore this dress as well, and I still wear it every summer at least a few times. So this is one that is definitely a classic in my closet. So that brings us to the 3 tips that I wanted to share based on what I learned from this exercise. So the first tip is to really think when you're sewing about whether the thing you're sewing is an investment make or not. So what I mean by that is this something that you anticipate having for a long time in your closet, or is this something that you want to wear more immediately and you don't necessarily plan to have it for a long time? I think most of us, when we're sewing, we want to make things that are going to last a long time. And if that's the case, it might be worth putting a little bit more thought into it, a little bit more time into it, and maybe even a little bit more money into it in terms of buying high quality fabrics that are really going to feel special to you. Because it's really about how you feel about the final garment, not necessarily what the shape is or what the color is or those kinds of things, but it's really about how you feel about it personally. My second tip is to find the cuts or the details that really feel special to you, that feel like things that you personally feel happy to put on and that you just love wearing. I think we all have 2 or 3 things that we feel good in. And for me, you know, I talked about strappy things, sleeveless things, halter things. I always feel good when I put those on. They don't always go with the weather, but when they do, I really, really like wearing them. So if there's something like that for you, I would love to hear about it. Again, share in the comments. Those are the things to maybe think about when you're deciding whether you want to make something that's really going to last a long time in your closet. And if you're not sure what those 2 or 3 things are for you, we have an article called How to Find the Best Silhouettes for Your Body and Your Style. We'll link to that below, but that's a really, really helpful article that might help you to kind of uncover what those things are for you. And then my third tip is something that I personally discovered during this process, which is that I really enjoyed going through my photos and looking for photos of the garment when I first made it and kind of comparing it to now. It was really, really fun to do that. So I really recommend keeping photos of your makes all in one place. So whether that's an album on your phone, or you could share them in the Seamwork community, and when you do that, you post a project there. You could keep them all together into sort of a project area within your account. And that's a great way to note the details, the fabric you use, the size you made, all of that stuff. That's another way you can do it. Again, just an album on your phone will work as well. That's it for us today. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to let us know by hitting the like button. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you get all our weekly videos. If you want to start sewing with more intention, our Design Your Wardrobe course will change the way that you plan your sewing projects. So this step-by-step method helps you to think holistically about your wardrobe. With videos, creative exercises, a free planner, and a private community to support you, you'll create your own personalized queue of projects you can sew in the next few months. And you want to wear these clothes for years. I put a link to Design Your Wardrobe below, and Design Your Wardrobe is free for Seamwork members. So if you'd like to join Seamwork, become part of our private community, plus get access to hundreds of sewing patterns and dozens of sew-along classes, YouTube subscribers get a 50% off lifetime discount when you join at seamwork.com/go/YouTube50. So wherever you choose to join us, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Remember to have fun and be yourself, because that's what sewing's all about.